In Part 7 of our series on the 613 Commandments of Torah, we're going to share some of the negative mitzvot that deal specifically with idolatry. However, before looking into the commandments, a definition of idolatry is needed. Today, when one speaks of idolatry, and let's be honest, it's not a subject that comes up in everyday conversation. What comes to mind? Bowing and praying before a statue of some kind, burning candles or incense in front of an image of some long-dead saint, or perhaps Buddha or some other guru? Yes, that fits the stereotype of the idea of idolatry. But what does the Torah mean by that word? First, we must keep in mind that the Torah doesn't use just one word to define idolatry. That act comes in many forms and nuances. Elohim Acherem means other or foreign gods, while Pesel equates to a carved, engraved idol or statue. Another word used in Torah and throughout the Tanakh is temunah, and is speaking of any image, likeness, or representation, any form or visual representation of false god or human, carved or not. Then the Torah gives us this wonderfully sarcastic word, elilim. It literally means nothings, worthless ones, and is full of mockery and theological dismissal. A couple of other words for idols and idolatry in Torah commands are maseka, a molten metal cast idol formed by pouring molten metal into a mold. And finally, we have a rabbinic term not found in the written Torah called avodah zara, meaning strange foreign worship, and includes any worship not directed to or by Hashem. This word can be found in use in the oral Torah and the writings of our sages. Each of these words and others related to the worship of idols are used in the negative commandments we will be studying in this lesson. The negative commandment, do not lead any city, town, or village in Israel astray to worship in idolatry. Shemot, Exodus 23 verse 13 states, "Be careful regarding everything I have said to you. The name of the Elohim, gods, of others you shall not mention, nor shall your mouth cause it to be heard." This reveals just how insidious idolatry can be, that the mere mention of the names of false Elohim might lead to someone worshiping them. You might ask, how can this be? It comes down to understanding who and why we human beings are. We were created to worship. We were created to love and have a relationship with our Creator. It is one of the main drives that compels us, and for those not knowledgeable or not concerned about directing that genetic drive in the correct direction, we are compelled to worship, give our attention and lives to whatever we deem worthy of it, even if it totally misses the mark for which we were created, which is to be children of the one true Creator of all that is, Adonai Tzavaot, the Elohim of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The negative commandment, do not eat or drink anything from an offering to an idol. Shemot 34 verses 12 and 15 says, "Be vigilant, lest you seal a covenant, a brit, with the inhabitant of the land to which you come, lest it be a snare among you. Lest you seal a covenant with the inhabitant of the land and stray after their Elohim, slaughter, sacrifice to their Elohim, and he invite you, and you eat from his slaughter, sacrificial offering." For those living in most Western cultures today, this isn't a problem. It's highly unlikely, but not impossible, that your neighbor will be offering up some food or drink to you that was given to an idol in sacrifice. However, for those traveling to other countries, especially those in the islands such as Jamaica, the Near or Far East, and on the African continent, it is very possible that you could find yourself sitting before a delicious-looking meal, not knowing that this was the remnants of a sacrifice to their Elohim. Several years ago, when I lived in the Near East in Pakistan and India, when invited by friends to dine with them in their homes, I had to be gracious enough about asking where the food came from without insulting my hosts. If the meal came from the remnants of food offered to an idol, I graciously passed on it and enjoyed dipping my pan or chapati bread into clean sauce as my meal. That is why Hashem has told us to be diligent and vigilant. The negative commandment, do not turn your attention to idolatry. This one seems obvious at first glance. The command found in Vayikra, Leviticus 19 verse 4, do not turn to idols, should be self-explanatory. However, in the truest sense of the commandment, it requires one to not even speak or think of false Elohim in a way that could lead the less strong into idolatry. This includes reading their idol-worshipping books and texts that would cause one to reflect, contemplate, or meditate upon those acts of false worship. The negative commandment, receive no benefit from the decorations or ornamentations of an idol. In Devarim 7, verse 25, we are told, "The carved images of their Elohim you shall burn in the fire. You shall not covet, desire after, and take for yourself the silver and gold that is on them, lest you be ensnared by it, for it is an abomination of Hashem, your Elohim." Again, this is one of those self-evident commands that needs little or no explanation. Basically, we are not to derive any benefit from that which came from an idol or from its worship. The negative commandment have nothing to do with anything that has been offered up to or is representative of an idol or false Elohim. This final command dealing with idolatry in this lesson is a continuation of the one we just learned about concerning benefit from an idol. In the very next verse of Devarim chapter 7, it states, "And you shall not bring an abomination into your home and become banned like it. You shall surely loathe it, and you shall surely abominate it, for it is banned." In chapter 8 of Devarim, we learn why this banning is necessary. "The entire commandment that I command you today, you shall observe to perform, so that you may live and increase and come and possess the land that Hashem swore to your forefathers." In our next lesson on the 613 Commandments of Torah, we will have both positive and negative commandments that will be concerned with the importance of Torah study, respect for Torah teachers, Hashem's sanctuary, and most importantly, the Shabbat. Part 8 of the series, Hashem willing, will look at the more internal and communal aspects of those commandments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share these videos and blogs with others. As always, you can find me on Rumble, YouTube, Locals, Substack, and Blogger. Links to each are in the description below. You can make comments below or email me to shmu@startmail.com. Until next time, this is Shmuel ben Shlomi wishing you shalom.